Hey Cancer, what's up, and welcome to Trivia Tarot. Let's take a second to welcome in spirit for this reading. So when I was tapping into your energy, I got this sense that you really want to just be introverted right now, but there's a lot of people and events pulling at your energy. You would much rather just be comfortable in your shell, in your comfort zone, doing your hobbies, working on your home, just doing your thing, but instead you feel an obligation or a pull, or you've committed yourself to things, and whenever it comes up, you're like, oh man, I really just want to stay home, but you're kind of bucking up and going out and interacting with people. So let's see where this need for introversion is coming from. Spirit, can you comment on this? So we got the Ace of Pentacles. So maybe you have just gotten to a new place in life, maybe actually a new place, maybe you've just moved, and you have all of this need to be responsible, or this desire and this feeling of responsibility that's making you feel like, oh, I don't really have time to go hang out with other people, I don't have time for all of these events, I just really need to focus, I need to take care of what I need to take care of. Anything else, Spirit? We get the Five of Cups. So not only are you in a new phase where you're like dealing with new responsibilities and a new phase of wealth, perhaps a new level of wealth, maybe a new job, like I said, a new home, something to do with your material wealth, maybe even, building skills at something. And you're also giving something up, or you've just given something up, and maybe going around other people is bringing temptations to you that you don't want to deal with right now, or bringing up emotions you don't want to deal with right now. It's like uncomfortable. It's kind of putting you in this sense of grief and kind of a solemn feeling. Maybe you're in a period of mourning for something that you've had to let go of. Maybe this was a person, but I get the feeling that it was a lifestyle, and you are trying to level up, and you are leveling up, and you're kind of being brought back into these circles that you're not really feeling connected with, or that you feel kind of vulnerable in. Maybe that's family trying to ask you questions about your situation right now, and you don't really want to talk about it, or maybe it's people wanting you to spend money when you're trying to save money. Let's see if Spirit has any other comments on this. Tell me what Cancer had to give up. Talk about what Cancer had to give up. So for some of you, I think you're either trying to quit smoking, or quit vaping, or quit the other type of smoking, and the crew that really wants you to hang out is sort of like, well, come on, it's the holiday season, just to indulge a little bit, and you're like, gosh, I really need to focus, and I've given that up, and it was really hard, and it connects me to a part of my life I don't want to have anything to do with anymore. And that's where this mourning, I think, this grief is coming from, is like, I've moved on from that. I really don't want to have anything to do with that. It's putting me in a bad headspace. I need to focus. I have big things I'm trying to accomplish. And it's just making you feel kind of like frustrated and maybe even stressed out. Tell me about how Cancer is feeling about this possible addiction they're trying to give up. Your conscience is talking to you. It's like, Cancer, it's probably not a good idea. And you're like, I know, I'm really trying here, but everybody keeps bugging me. Conscience is like, Cancer, come on, you're stronger than this. And you're like, I am surrounded by people who are doing the thing that I used to love, and I just, it's so hard. I have to take a break from these people. Oh man. And I'm at this holiday party, and if I leave, everybody's gonna, It's tough, Cancer. It really is, especially this time of season. Spirit, can you give Cancer some advice? Think about all the stuff that you are hoping to accomplish with this new stage in your life, with this new decision to be responsible. Think of all the colorful things that you are going to be able to bring into your life, the colorful things that you're going to be able to manifest into existence with this newfound wealth, this newfound responsibility, this newfound peace and freedom from addiction. What is it that Cancer is dreaming about? Some of you are ready to pursue your creative passion, or you have started it. You have started pursuing your creative passion. Maybe that has to do with this new wealth that you've acquired. Maybe it has to do with this new space that you're in, and you're like, ugh, stuck at these holiday parties or wherever it is, or talking on the phone with somebody who just wants to plan about things or talk about some family member, and you're just like, this is really stressing me out, and I really want to put my energy toward my creative ideas. I really just want to work on what feels good for me. I want to start manifesting my vision. Darn it. So Cancer needs to work on boundaries, it looks like. Do you have any advice, Spirit? Spirit says, by Lao Tzu, new beginnings are often disguised as painful endings. So talking about boundaries, sometimes Cancer, we just have to say no. Sometimes Cancer, we just have to move on from something that's not good for us anymore. And if that something is putting you in a headspace where you're like being scolded by your conscience that, hey, that's maybe not a good idea. Maybe you shouldn't do that. Maybe wouldn't you feel better if you didn't do that? Why would you do that? I get it. I struggle with things myself sometimes. And especially if we're in this like period of change and growth, and then around the holiday season, we're being kind of like brought back into the same circles that we've moved on from just through obligation and proximity and, all of the cultural quote unquote requirements of family and all of that stuff. It can be really hard. I mean, it's just stressful in general if you're an introverted person, if you have to, take on other people's energy. But Spirit is kind of giving you permission to say, you know what, if this isn't good for you right now, maybe it's time to move on from it. Whatever that means for you, I can't tell you what to do. I'm just a messenger, and I can't see your particular situation and who you're dealing with and what that might be. But it seems like you're at a really positive point in your life where you're kind of doing the dang thing. You're like, you know what? I really want to do my creative work, and I have the means to do it, and I don't want to be taken out of my focus. What is it that Cancer is being gently suggested to end right now? Spirit is gently suggesting that it is time to end being an overgiver. It's time to end being the one who holds everything together when things are falling apart. It's time to stop being an overachiever in relationships. That can be really hard, especially if that's who we've been expected to be, because that's who we've been through our life with certain circles, family, friends, even work. But it's your time to focus on your gifts right now, Cancer. It's your time to focus on your growth and your healing and making good choices. Conscience is like tapping you on the shoulder, and this stress that you're feeling, this like needing to escape, maybe that's making you want to, let's call it relapse, whatever that means for you. And that doesn't have to be smoking of any kind. That can be relapsing into scrolling on your phone, or relapsing into, I don't know, any sort of energy waster. Instead of having that energy available to you for your creative venture and making use of this new gift in your life, you're spreading yourself thin. And it's time to move on from that stage in your life and to make better choices, more thoughtful choices, more mature choices about where you're putting your energy and who you give it to. It's good to be generous, but it is a waste of your generosity if it's just spread around just for the sake of doing it. Like showing up with presents for everybody, even the people you don't know, is very nice, but that's a lot of effort and a lot of money that maybe could be put to better use. You yourself are a gift, Cancer. You should remember that. And if anybody is pressuring you into thinking otherwise, maybe they're not the best influence in your life. Only you can decide on that. But that's Spirit's advice to you. Okay, Spirit, can you tell me where this need to overgive is coming from? You are, by nature, a very generous person. It's your gift. You love to be generous. You love to be very thoughtful. You love to do the most. You feel like it's your mission to do that. And maybe that has been your mission until now. I'm not telling you to start being a Scrooge and a humbug or anything like that, but if you are going out of your way to spread yourself thin and overgive and let your boundaries be soft and let people, influence you in ways you don't want to be influenced, it's time to put that generosity into your own life. This isn't the last holiday season that's going to exist for you. It's like, choose to use your time and your energy and your manifestation power and your inspiration wisely. Use this sense of responsibility and self-care that is the choice to let things go and move on from things wisely. And be honest with anybody around you. Let that be your generous gift, is honesty. Like, hey, I'm not really feeling like I should put so much time into this event. I don't really have the emotional battery for this conversation. Whatever language makes sense to you in your situation. But it does seem like you're kind of surrounded by old energies that are reflecting a you from a different time. And that's going to create some cognitive dissonance, right? Where you're neither here nor there. You're kind of trying to push forward into this new you, but it's that time of year and all of the stuff that comes with this time of year is kind of reaching out for you, going, Cancer, aren't you going to be that person again forever? And you're like, I don't want to be that person anymore. I'm not that person. And if I am trying to be that person, I feel weird and I feel stressed out. And you are a very giving person. You are very special in that way. But now it's time to give to yourself and to focus on yourself. You can still be part of the holiday season, but just learn when your boundaries need to go up. How to gently say no. How to gently say you've had enough, or I can't do that. I don't have time. I don't have the money. Whatever you need to say. Just say it with honesty and with humility and express what it is that you're wanting to produce in your life and wanting to protect. And if your loved ones push back on that, then that's a good sign they're maybe not best to be hanging around anyway. And that might seem harsh, but it's the truth. So that's the message today for you, Cancer. I hope it helped. If it did, say thank you to Spirit with a like, possibly a subscribe. Join me in the comments if you like. And I hope to see you again soon. Take care. Bye.